What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a review of the Fenwick World Class rod. It's a high-end rod, really expensive rod honestly, but we'll talk about it after a year of fishing it. Just got another one too. Thanks everyone for watching. As you know, we love talking about bass fishing tackle, rods, reels, lures, all that stuff. And I do a lot of unboxing videos, kind of give you my first impression, and then down the line I'll do a review where I actually talk about my experiences with the products. So I realized I haven't really done a follow-up on the World Class rod from Fenwick. I've included it in, when I first got them, and I did a video kind of talking about the Fenwick brand and their kind of resurgence in the last few years. And this is their flagship. This is a premium rod. It's $519, so it's not cheap by any means. Now I made a big effort to kind of really focus on the budget stuff. I've done reels that are 50 bucks, 70 bucks, 99 bucks, all that stuff. Same with rods, but I like the high-end stuff as well. So I mix in a little bit of both. Obviously this is just completely different than all that other stuff, the budget-friendly stuff. This is a premium line. This is in line with like the G Loomis GLX or the NRX or any of those really high-end rods. Again, very expensive rod, not for everybody, but this is a very good rod. And like I said at the beginning, I actually just got my second one because I like it that much. So the first one I've been fishing this over a year. This is just a kind of do-it-all rod. It's a 7'1" medium heavy. The new one I just got right here is a 7'4" heavy extra fast. So I'm gonna use this for more open water jigging, big Texas rigs. It's actually something I could probably throw a buzzbait on. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And that's one thing I like about these rods. They're not technique specific. They're not like, hey, you have to throw a crankbait on this, or you have to, this is a chatterbait rod, or things like that. It's up to your interpretation, what you like from a certain rod. A lot of those technique specific rods are great. They kind of give you a guideline, but they're not always true to what you prefer from a rod, where you fish, the types of actions and powers that you like for different techniques. So it's kind of up to you on what you want to do with them. And there's a lot of different models. I think there's like 20 casting and about 10 spinning. So a lot of different options. That's not even including the inshore. They have ice rods, they have walleye rods, they have travel rods, fly rods, all that in this World Class lineup. So let's talk about the rod a little bit. It is extremely lightweight. It is a very lightweight and sensitive rod. And I do know the person who designs these rods used to work at G Loomis. It's kind of out there, kind of known. It's not like a big secret or anything, but I know who it is. I know the guy, and I know he used to work for Loomis, and now he's doing Fenwick. He has been for several years, long enough to get these rods off the ground and into the World Class, as well as the Elite, which is another really good rod lineup. But they're just really light and sensitive rods. What they do in here is it's a blend of graphite, which is kind of unique. It's a 36 ton and a 40 ton graphite, and then they have some kind of proprietary blend or whatever to kind of strengthen it, keep it lightweight, sensitive, all those things that you want. If you're not really into the nerdy side of fishing, just know that it is extremely lightweight and very sensitive. We're talking on par with the GLX and NRX from Loomis. I only use those as examples because they have some really expensive rods, and this fits in that category. I haven't really used a lot of high-end rods from other brands. Really there's so many good rods that are about 200 bucks, 300 bucks that I don't really have a lot of high-end rods, honestly. I typically will rather put more money into a higher-end reel, but that being said, I really do appreciate the quality of these rods, again, how light and sensitive they are. Some other unique things about them are the grips. So they are a cork and foam and a little bit more cork at the end. So it's kind of a segmented grip. So you could see that there's all these different pieces there. So it really kind of appeals to, if you like the foam, you like the cork, it's both. It's really a good, nice touch to it. And speaking of touch, the quality of this reel seat is awesome. You could see the blink right there. It feels comfortable. Everything about it is high-end as far as the components. Obviously, you're spending that much money. You want something with the best, and that goes with the guides. These are titanium guides with a zirconia insert. So they're really good quality guides that are also lightweight. You could use them for braid or fluorocarbon and not worry about it, which is great. Again, you're spending this much money, you want something that's gonna last. They do also offer a limited lifetime warranty. Haven't had to use that, but just kind of a side note, every time I've dealt with Pure Fishing's customer service, whether it's an Abu reel or an Abu rod, super easy to deal with. So hopefully I don't have to deal with it on this. Hopefully these two rods last me, but kind of nice to know in the back that, the back of my mind, that they do have a good quality, customer service department that will stand behind their products. That's always important when you're dropping this kind of money on a rod, which is a lot of money. Again, I keep saying that. not for everybody, over 500 bucks, but it is a premium rod. And if you're a Fenwick fan, either like the old school days, used them in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, like the Techna AVs, like I used to love. That was my favorite rod back in the day. So I do have a soft spot for the Fenwick brand. And like I said in that video a year ago, my question was, is the Fenwick brand back? And I think it is, definitely. You're seeing more and more pros use it. Obviously that comes with dollars, so it's not like the only reason they're using it, obviously, but you're just seeing more of the presence of that brand. They're bringing it back, and they have a really good rod here in the World Class. So that's my thoughts after fishing this for a year. Like I said, this one was kind of do-it-all rod. I use it for jigs, Texas rigs, free rigs, and got another one. So I'm gonna kind of work this into my rotation because I really liked it. So I decided to get two because they are a great quality rod that's held up. They look good, really a simple design, not flashy, not colors or anything like that. And they're comfortable, and I cannot stress it enough, very light and sensitive, which you gotta have if you're spending that much money. And let me know down below, are you a Fenwick fan? Do you have any of the old school stuff? Have you fished the old school Techna AVs or the Elites or any of the older ones, HMG or all those different brands or models from back in the past? And then let me know if you've fished any of these World Class rods. I always like to know that stuff.